Who's on the way today? So rule number 3 at school is to stop, look and listen. Can you do that? Stop, look and listen. And rule number 5, what's rule number 5? It's join in. So you need to join in. So I'm going to say the number and you can say it after me. Let me give them a little shuffle. Okay, say what you see, say what you see. If you see it, say it. Stop, ready, point. My turn, your turn. 6, 12, 20, 13, 16, 18, 17, 15, 19, 14, 7, it's my favorite number, 5, 9, 1, 4, 3, 2, 11, 8, 10, 6, 12. Give yourself a big firework clap that goes against. Bang, 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 bang. Can you do that? Bang, 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 bang. For today's lesson, you will need to make some number cards. Now, I've printed these, but you can make your own. And you need number cards from 1 all the way up to 10 if you like. You also need to get a piece of paper and draw yourself a part whole model. 1 circle at the top, 2 circles on either side, and a line joining. This is your whole, and these are the 2 parts. Also, you might want to get a biscuit. Yummy! How many biscuits are, well, this is a cookie, or you could get a cookie. How many cookies are right there? There's 1 cookie, but I want to have 2 parts. What could I do to the cookie to turn it into 2 parts? What could I do? I'm going to show you. You can get a cookie or a biscuit, put it into your hole. 1 hole. Can you say that? 1 hole. So I'm going to say 1 whole biscuit. Can you say that? 1 whole biscuit, or you could say 1 whole cookie. Okay, so that's 1 whole. I'm going to split it into 2 parts right now. You see, I'm going to split it into 2 parts. There we go. How many parts? 2 parts. This is 1 part, and that's the other part. And when you put them back together, you get 1 whole. Can you say that? 1 whole. And when you split it, I can split it into 2 parts like that. 1 whole at the top. Let me just move this a minute. Hold on a second. Someone's taken a bite out of my cookie. Who was it? Okay, for this section you will need some number cards and some things to count. In your first learning pack, we sent you home with some number cards. They had blue around the edge and some pasta shells to count with. If you don't have your number cards, you can make your own. Or you can use something else to count other than pasta. Okay, let's continue to work on our part whole model. I'm going to count some pasta shells into the hole at the top. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many pasta shells are there? There are 5 pasta shells. When we count, we need to remember that the last number we say tells us how many items there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 pasta shells. And this is our whole. Now, sometimes when we count a bit too fast, so we might say this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are there 7 pasta shells there? No, there are 5. Which means you need to take your time counting. And you say one number for each item. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is our whole? Our whole is the number 5. So I'm going to put the number 5 on there. There we go. That's the number 5. I'm right. Am I right? No, that's the number 2. That's the number 2. And those are 5 pasta shells. Is 5 more or fewer than 2? Let's check. Well, 5, I think 5's more than 2. There's 5. Let's count 2 pasta shells to match this. 1, 2. There's 2 pasta shells and that's 5. Oh, 5 is more than 2. Can you say that? 5 is more than 2. Oh, I was so silly. Anyway, let's move on. So, this is our whole at the top. What's our whole? 5. What is that number? 5. And I've got my 5 pasta shells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pasta shells, and that is our whole. What is it? It is our whole. And I'm going to split it into 2 parts right now. Let me see. When you're splitting into the 2 parts, you need to make sure to use all of the objects in your whole. Because if you leave one behind, then it's changing what's in your 2 parts. Because that's telling someone that there's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we know that the number is 5. The whole is 5. So you need to make sure to move whatever you've got in your whole. You need to make sure to move all of it into the 2 parts. Sometimes we might put 1 in there and 1 in there. Almost like you're sharing. There we go. So I've used everything that's in my whole. How many is in this part? 3. 1, 2, 3. How many is in this part? 2. 1, 2. Now, are they equal to our whole? That's telling us that this part, add this part, equals 5, because 5 is our whole. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh no, I forgot to count on. You need to count them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Because when I push them back together again, it equals our whole, which is the number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you say that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first time I had 3 and 2. 3 add 2 equals 5. Can you pause the video and try and put 5 in your whole and then move your objects to show me 3 in one part and 2 in the other? Pause the video and have a go. Now, I wonder if there's a different way we can move them. So we've got 3 add 2. Let's try another way. How about I move this one over to that side? Can you do that? So you've got 3 in one part and 2 in the other. Move 1 over to the other part. 1 pasta shell or 1 object. It looks different now, but it's still equal to our whole 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's 2 add 3 equals 5. Can you find another way to move the pasta shells? Pause the video and have a go, moving the pasta shells around. Okay, let me see if I can find some other ways. So we had 3 add 2 equals 5. How about, this looks different. 1 add 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 add 4 equals 5. Let's count them just to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just moving them between the parts and it's still equal to the number 5. So first of all, we had 3 add 2 equals 5. Then we had 2 add 3 equals 5. Now we've got 1 add 4 equals 5. What about this one? Can you try that? Can you move them all into the same part? And is it still equal to our whole, which is the number 5? Pause the video and try that one. So our whole is 5. Can you say that? Our whole is 5. In this part, there is 0. Can you say that? In this part, there is 0. In this part, there are 5. How many? 5. This part has 0, and that part has 5. What is our whole? Our whole is the number 5. And that's telling us that 0 add 5 equals 5, because you've had nothing, and now you've added 5, and it's equal to our whole, which is the number 5. I'm going to set you a challenge. I'm going to move our pasta shells into the 2 parts, but I'm going to cover one of them over. And you need to guess and find out how many pasta shells are hiding under the cup. So, you need to put a number 5 in your hole and count 5 objects or 5 pasta shapes into your hole to make it the same as that number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause the video and do that for me now, please. Right, so I have moved the pasta shells into the 2 parts. There are some pasta shells in this part and some in this part. I've hidden them with this cup. You can't see them. And they are both equal to our whole, which is the number 5. How many is in this part? 2. Can you guess how many are under the cup? Can you move your pasta shells? Move 2 into this part and then move the rest into this part right here. And that will tell you how many are hiding underneath this cup. Have a go at that. Pause the video and have a go. So I hope you've paused the video. So we had 5, which is our whole. We counted 5 pasta shapes on top, 5 pasta shells. We've moved 2 into this part, and then the rest were moved into this part right here. But I've hidden them so you can't see. Let's see if you get it right. Tell me the number right now. How many are hiding under this cup? Let's check out drum roll. 3 pasta shells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're equal to the number 5. And I will show you how I did that. So, there are 5 pasta shells. I moved 2 down here. And the rest were moved into this part. And I covered it with a cup so that you couldn't see. And I've used everything that was in my hole. I've pushed them down into the parts, but I've covered that one up. And 2 add 3 equals 5. So, put your number 5 in your hole and put the 5 pasta shapes back at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well done. Give yourself a big clap. Let's try one more just for fun. Let me see. Pause the video. So I've moved the pasta shells out of my hole at the top. I've moved 1 into this part. How many's in this part? 1. And I moved the rest into this part, but I've covered it with a cup. How many pasta shapes are under that cup? Because when you count them all together, they're equal to our whole, which is the number 5. Ooh, 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 ooh. Pause the video, move 1 pasta shape into this part and move the rest into that part. Count them and it'll tell you how many are hiding under the cup. Pause the video and go for it. Okay, welcome back. Let's have a look. How many are hiding? Drum roll. 4 pasta shapes, 4 pasta shells. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is telling us how many's in this part? 1. How many's in that part? 4. Which is telling us that 1 add 4 equals 5, which is our whole. Let's count just to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you play that game at home? Get yourself a cup. Put a number in there. You can change the number. You might do a bigger number, bigger than 5. Go no higher than 10. Count your objects to match your hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, you can change the number if you want to. Move some down into one part. Move the rest into the other. Cover it over. And get someone to guess how many are hiding underneath your cup.